Hey everybody, Dr. Stephen here. Welcome to week 3 of our Christian Worldview class. I hope you enjoyed last week's little video with my dear friend Pastor Andrew Arndt. I just love how Andrew just put it so well, rather than being reactive and defensive and those kinds of things when we're encountering people that have other worldviews. He said we should live our Christian worldview, really our biblical worldview, in such a way that it makes space for the Holy Spirit to move in their lives and to make that attractive to people. And I just thought it was a great little message, wasn't it? Well, this week we've got several things going on in our Elements of a Christian Worldview book, the big one by Palmer, and it's a big one. You can see why we talk about skimming, can't you? We're going to be looking at chapters 4 and 5, which is science and the Bible. And this is either going to excite you or you're going to struggle because you're either a science person or you're maybe more of an arts type person. But that's where some of our academic skimming ideas can really be a help as we just try to plod through some of the information and just get a general overview of it. And there's a discussion question that relates to that. In C.S. Lewis's Mere Christianity, we're going to be reading through book 2. And of course, it's what Christians believe. The purpose of it is to inform us as we then write that little 3-page summary, that little 3-page journal article, reflection article, I guess would be a better way of putting it, that will be turned in. And then we have a short video by Dr. Tim Keller. Tim is a wonderful pastor, teacher, and author. Maybe you've read some of his books. For years, he pastored Redeemer Presbyterian Church in New York City, a wonderful, dynamic church right in the heart of New York City, a very evangelical Presbyterian church. And recently, he has been struggling with cancer. He's doing well, but because of that and some other things, he stepped out of his senior pastor role, and he's now ministering to other pastors and leaders. He's speaking some, but slowing his schedule down a little bit as he takes care of his health. This is just a great little video about culture and Christian worldview that I think you'll really enjoy. And I just wanted to say real quickly about the whole skimming thing, because I loved reading, a couple weeks ago, we put it as one of the post discussion points, and I just loved going back and forth. And I shared this with a few of you in the individual post, but I wanted to share the story itself because, of course, the question is this legit? Is it cheating? Or is it a legitimate method that people take in higher education? Well, it is. But what I wanted to tell you was a true story. When I was in my doctoral studies, we would have a 1-week intensive. It would be all day long, Monday through Friday. And we would have then about 2 months to get all of our work done after it. We would typically have anywhere from as little as 12 and as many as 20 books that we would have to go through in those 2-month period of time. Well, one time we were in the middle of the week. There were about 8 of us in our cohort, in our doctoral program, and 7 or 8 of us plus the professor. And we kind of got off on a little rabbit trail talking about academic skimming. And everybody was sharing their version of how they do it. And they were all pretty similar to the way that I suggested you guys try. But one of the students kind of, in the middle of our conversation about academic skimming, he stopped us all and he said, guys, I got to tell you, this doesn't feel right to me. I feel like somehow we're cheating by not reading every word. And the professor butted in and said, well, if it's cheating, then I'm a cheater too, because it's the only way I got through my studies. And literally, just at that same moment, down the hall, the president of the seminary was walking, and he poked his head in just to say hi to all of us and to our guest speaker, the professor they had flown in for this class. And so right in the middle of it, we brought him up to speed about what we were talking about. And he had gone to Westminster Theological Seminary in Philadelphia, where he got his PhD. And he started telling us about his approach to academic skimming. And so as we all got sharing this, my friend, the one student who thought maybe it was cheating, he looked at all of us and he just said, this is going to change my life. And in fact, it did. And he did graduate and get his doctorate as well. So it's a tool. It's not what you use every time you pick up a book. It's certainly not what you use with the Bible, or what you don't use it when you have the opportunity to slowly work through a book. It's a tool when you simply have too many books to read and you're nervous about it, you don't know how you're going to navigate through it, as I told one of you in one of the discussion threads, I would rather you do this approach and have a pretty good comprehensive understanding of the whole book than have just read 1/3 of the book and have no idea what the rest of the book is even about. So play with it, change it, adjust it according to how it works for you. And I look forward to hearing how it works. I'll see you guys in the discussion threads.